Hey everyone, what is going on? Welcome to Coach Cruise. I'm your host, Brad, for those of you that are new out there. And anyway, today, obviously, from the title, you know that we're going to be talking about bar crawls. We're going to also be mentioning some other events that you can do that aren't necessarily advertised by the cruise line, but you can find out about them. Now, most of you here that are watching are avid cruisers, so you already know how to do all those things. But for anybody new that might be seeing this on replay, or if you're watching it live, there are some events out there that aren't cruise line sponsored. And we're going to talk about some of those. And a lot of those are have to do with, obviously, bar crawl is one of those. But there are several other events that go along with that. So that will be the topic of discussion today. I also am bringing back some would you rathers. I haven't done any would you rather questions in a while because we've had a lot of amazing guests taking part with us, but I'm going solo today. So yeah, I like to break it up a little bit. And I do have, because you all were so gracious, new bourbon hasn't even been opened. The cellophane or whatever is still on the top of Four Roses. That's what we're going with today. If we get a super chat, if I get a treat. Now, how that works, for those of you that don't know, you see Zoe over here. She's already looking for treats. But if you do a $10 super chat, you get Zoe a treat and you give her a choice of her favorite little treat there or a pup cup. So I got the heavy whipped cream here, which she is intently hoping she gets a pup cup from the looks of things. And then yeah, if somebody does a $15 or more super chat, then I get to do a treat with her, and that will be the shot of Four Roses bourbon. So before we get into talking about bar crawl, slap pulls, meet and greets, and all that kind of good stuff, let's see who our top commenters are. Our first commenters. And I think this is DC's first gold medal, the first to chime in, but we got DC brother gets the gold today. And then we have the guest singer. I hope I pronounced your guys' name right, but Cheryl and Tim, admin Tim and his wife Cheryl get the silver and the bronze. So they're both on the podium. Got the whole, the whole family up on the podium there. So bronze and silver. Congratulations there. Will G was runner up there in fourth. Good to see you again, Will. Go Raiders. Will is a Raider fan. He's one of my few, teammates here. I know most of you. I know Tim, for example, is a big Steelers fan. Tim and Cheryl, and a lot of there's Chiefs fans out there and everything else like that. But Will and I, we're Raiders fans, so go Raiders, Raider Nation. All right. Sean is here. What's going on, Sean? Great to see you as always. He's asking when everybody's next cruise is. I see there. And Roderick is back. He says, hello, everyone, and Coach Cruz. Let's see what you got to say because there's a lot there. It's going on the Frenzy Saturday. I haven't been to the Mexican Riviera in 40 years. Wow. Okay. Looking forward to the changes we went on. Simar back in day. Oh, okay. 1982. Wow. Yeah. That's been a minute, hasn't it? So very cool. And today, if you didn't see, the reason I'm talking about the bar crawl today is I released a bar crawl video that several of you, I think it's Chris Fender and Angie and several others of you have asked me about the steps to host a bar crawl. I think Mandy did as well, back. And for whatever reason, I just didn't make a video. I mean, I probably should have done that a long time ago, but I just released the video. So all of you in the Coach Cruise family, if you ever decide like you're going on a cruise and you look in the events on Facebook or whatever, and you see like, man, there's no bar crawl. I wish there was a bar crawl. I would go on it. Well, you can make the bar crawl. You can make it happen now. You got the step-by-step. You have my playbook that I use every time I host a bar crawl. So you got it all right there. So there we go. Sean is going on the Sunrise, October 24th. And we have Ken here. And Anne. Anne was one of those very people I know, and she hosted an amazing bar crawl not too long ago. And she is checking in. And we have Rick, who is a loyal Royal cruiser and also our writer in the Coach Cruise family. He writes several articles and things in print and online. So check him out, the Texas Cruiser. I think that's your call name, right? Texas Cruiser, Rick, if I'm not mistaken. We have Nancy. She says, have you heard Carnival is showing NFL and college football? Yeah, they do. They do always show, NFL and college football, but not every game do they have access to. It just kind of depends. Terry's going Saturday on the Venezia, and I was just on the Venezia this summer, and I'm currently scheduled to go at the beginning of the summer next year. We got Jim Beast Johns back. Good to see you again, Jim. And Seg is back here once again. We got Liz and Chris from Carnival Cruise Addicts. Oh yeah. What's this all over my face? Yeah, and I was going to ask that question because I kind of was I don't want to say dared, but encouraged to grow this, and I'm not usually been a big fan of facial hair on me. It looks great on other people. So yeah, put in the comments what you think, and be honest because I'm not in love with this. So if you say no, go clean shaven. I mean, that's the way I normally go anyway. So I would rather hear the truth. Don't try to be nice to me because I'm not in love with this. I'm not sold on it. So be honest. If you love it, say you love it. If you're like, nah, better off, clean shaven, then say that. And yeah, so I mean, obviously it's just growing in a little bit finally now. So Jim B is doing a back-to-back on the Utopia end of October. Very cool. And we got Z. I see. Yep, there he is. And Bruce from Ocean Travel, and Z right behind him. And again, Bruce, he follows me. He is on right after our show ends. If we end on time, sometimes I know we go a little bit long, but if we end on time, he is on right after me. And then we have Adventures with Uncle Dave. I know I just sent him a shirt, and I sent Tim and Cheryl. And Tim and Cheryl, I saw that message. Glad you like the shirts. And yeah, I appreciate all that you do in support of Coach Cruz. Ann says, I've followed your crawl recipe, and I've had 3 awesome crawls with 40 to 50 showing up and made lifelong friends on each. Now, I mean, I can't get a better comment than that tonight. So I got to put that one up there. And yeah, so Ann was on one of my bar crawls. And then I know it wasn't too long ago that she reached out and said, hey, how do I do this? Nobody's doing a bar crawl and I want to do one. Tell me what to do. And so we talked and messaged back and forth, and she's put on 3 now, and 40 to 50 people. That's a great turnout. And lifelong friends. Yeah, it's awesome. It really is. Truly is my pleasure. I always get people thanking me, and I always tell them, you know what, it's my pleasure. I really enjoy it, and I have obviously a lot of fun doing it as well. Terry says, hopefully going on the Vista into September. That would be cool. Mama Barrow, I hope I pronounced that right. Okay, thank you, Mama, and I am cool with that because that's my normal look. So Mama says, shave it, and I just might do that, Mama. I might be clean shaven. I think I'm gonna give this a try for 3 weeks or so, and then I'm gonna make a decision if we keep it a little bit longer, or if we just say nah, not working. Because I've had them in the past. It gets a little itchy here. And yeah. So Carnival Cruise Addict says, Liz says, ditch it. Chris says, keep it. Okay. So we got a torn household there between the Carnival Cruise Addicts. So Rick says, Royal Caribbean is all in with icon ships, ordering a 4th icon with a possible 5th and 6th icon. And then we have Aaron here. Aaron says, I think we need a couple more weeks of it to get a little longer before we give an accurate assessment. So it sounds like Aaron wants it to grow in a little bit to get a fair judgment of the facial hair. And Mandy says facial hair can be good as long as it is kept up. Yeah, and that's when it gets a little bit annoying, is when it starts getting long, Mandy, and you got to mess with it and all that other stuff. It starts tickling your lips and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I got you. Will G says, Carnival made a deal with ESPN and Sunday Ticket, so they will showing a lot more. Oh, my goodness. I did not know that. How did I not know that? This is amazing. Okay, so that's what that comment was about earlier. So yeah, thanks for adding on to that first comment there, Will. So I get what you're saying. Oh, and then Rick, I was reading your comment and I forgot to mention Rick just said our first super chat of the day. So we had a couple carry over from last week. We had Cruise Life TV. They had numbers 1 through 17. And then Yoli had 18 through 32. So now Rick has 33 through 37. All right. So we only need 63 more today. And we give away another shirt. I sent out some shirts last week to winners. And yeah, so hopefully we give out a shirt, hopefully two. All right. So that is good news about the football because I'm going to be on the Carnival Horizon Thanksgiving, and the Raiders play the Black Friday or the Black Friday game or something like that. So yeah, I'll get to see the Raiders on TV. I mean, I'd probably been able to see that anyway. I don't think that I needed an agreement with ESPN, but we got Scott from Controversial Cruising. Good to see you as always, Scott. We got to get you on the show again soon here if you want to come on that. Nancy says, my eyes looking better. I hope it's feeling okay. Yeah, I know it's still a little pink and redness around there, but it does look a little bit better than it did last week. But yeah, I know I had like sunburn eyes or whatever going on. So thank you for noticing that and saying those kind words. Frankie Floyd is back. What's going on, Frankie? And you know what? It's taken me a while to say hi to everybody, so that's a great thing. That means a lot of people are here. We got 33 people here. If you had Nancy's saying shave it. All right. So we've got at least 2 for shave it, and no, 3. We got at least 3 for shave it, and I think 2 for keep it so far. So if I should shave, Keith is back. Partied with Keith in the piano bar one time, and that was a lot of fun on the Carnival Celebration, I believe, wasn't it, Keith? So yeah, I remember that. Party on the Sea says, Coach, you got to give the goatee a real chance. Eventually you get used to it. Itching goes away. Okay, so there's a vote for keep it. So the vote is pretty split here. Keith's going on the Venezia for Christmas. Okay, you'll have a good time there. And oh yeah, the Vista's been having a lot of problems. I heard about that. I don't know what it is. They got an engine with the Vista, and that it's just been yeah. You know what? All right, we will do that, Tim, because Tim, you get a discount being the admin. I always say Facebook admin Tim, and yeah, so for sure, Tim. Thank you for that. And let's put that up on the screen. He says, include this with the Ricks, and I can have a treat. So I will do that. You know why? Well, I'll do it anyway, but this is only iced coffee today. Normally there's like vodka and something else in there. But today there's no alcohol. So I got to get a little alcohol in, right? So Tim, you are numbers 38 through 47. And Cheryl and Tim just got a shirt. Oh, and I forgot, we're sailing away. It's the sail away party, right? All right, let's get this going now that we're doing a shot. And Zoe, come here. Tim, what is Zoe having? Is she having a pup cup or is she having a traditional treat? Come on, Zoe. Throw that in the comments if you would. So come on. I guess you don't want a treat. Come on. All right, so here we go. And this one is 90 proof, so it's a little potent. But we are going to give this a go, and I've kind of fun with that 4 Roses. It's pretty good. So Tim, Cheryl, thank you. And Pup Cup for Zoe was coming up. Watch Zoe's eyes light up here. She's all about the pup cups, as most dogs are. She's licking her lips already. And there we go. She's going to be a happy pup here. Going to town. Oh, I forgot to do the little thank you bark, but she thanks you. And Jim B's Johns. Jim B, you let me know what you want her to have, if you want her to have another pup cup or So you are 48 through 57. Tim and Cheryl was 38 through 47. And yeah. Oh, we got Sandy the Lost Pirate Jenkins is here. Keith is asking, I think you're asking me, any cruises for you in March or April? Keith, I am in March. I believe it's March 22nd, going on the Carnival Jubilee and looking forward to that one very much. So I will be on the Jubilee March 22nd for my spring break. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing in March. Nothing in April. And I won't get back on a ship until I think mid-June. And that might be the Venezia. I don't know. I'll have to check. I know I'm on the horizon again the first week in August of this next summer or whatever. So yeah, that's what I got going on there. All right. Before we start talking about bar crawls and stuff, because I feel like we mentioned that a little bit anyway, I have 4 would you rather questions. So since we're having a little fun here and I just did a shot, let's keep the fun going. And Jim, I didn't see you say anything. So since she already did a pup cup, we will get Zoe a little treat here. High five for Jim. High five. High five. High five. High five. There you go. What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? She says, thank you. Thank you for that, Jim. And look at that. Right behind Jim, we have Aaron with a $20 super chat. That means I get a treat. And we're just moving right along here. We are all the way up to 77. 77 already. So, Aaron, let me know what you want Zoe to have. And we will certainly set her up with that. But cheers to you. And Jim, thank you again for your Zoe treat. And Aaron, let me know what you would like me to get Zoe. So here we are. And now we're only 23 away from giving the shirt because of Aaron. And also, let's see. We need to put Aaron, you down for the Loud Cup, and Tim. So, Tim, you are 61 through 65 for the second chance. And Aaron, you are 66 through 70 for the second chance. So you got 2 chances to win when you do a super chat. And Aaron says chewy treat. So, yeah, so, okay. So Zoe's got a chewy treat coming back after this. Okay, so this is a fun one. I was trying to think of a different would you rather question. And here's what we got. Okay, you're going to get a free cruise, but there's a catch, all right? In order to get this free cruise, you have to cruise with your least favorite relative. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to think about who is your least favorite relative. And I already know what some of you are thinking. You're like, oh, that's fine. I'll just leave them and I'll just go do my own thing and blah, blah, blah. Nope. Can't do it. The condition is you must spend at least 6 hours a day with them at your side, in front of you, next to you, whatever. 6 hours, a total of 6 clock hours you have to spend. So cruise or no cruise, you get a free cruise, but again, it's with a relative, your least favorite relative. And some of you, you might love all your relatives, so it'll be easy, like, yeah, give me a free cruise. So cruise or no cruise, that is the question. Would you rather cruise with your least favorite relative and you have to spend at least 6 hours with them, you know, face to face, side by side, doing whatever, or just like, yeah, no, I think I'll stay on the couch and just watch TV. So cruise or no cruise. All right, let's see. This is all right. This is kind of funny. All right, Carnival Cruise Addict says, and notice I didn't make anybody mention names or anything like that. I'm not going to put you in a, you know, uncomfortable position. But Carnival Cruise Addict says, nope, stay home. Keith says, LOL, definitely not. Ken says, not a chance. And Mandy is like, bring me my least favorite relative. I'm cruising. Frankie Floyd says, nope. Sandy Lost Pirate Jenkins says, yeah, I could do it. Kimberly Lavelle, welcome to the show. She says, no cruise for sure. Jim B. John says, no cruise. Cruise Life TV, are you kidding? I'll stay home. we got some people out here that is not so fond of certain relatives, I guess. Terry White says, nope, wouldn't go. Won't be near toxic. Okay, wow, toxic relative. All right. Keith Jones says, if it's a suite while I'm sleeping 6 hours. You're trying to find that loophole. I like your thinking, though, Keith. Rick says, nope. Mama Boro says, easy cruise. I can handle at least 24 hours with any of my relatives. Ha ha. Okay, well, that's good. You got a tight-knit family there. Carnival Cruise Addicts, no amount of alcohol could make me do it. Ann Dolan says, cruise with my mother-in-law? Ugh. Okay, well, you called her out, so I hope your mother-in-law is not a Coach Cruise fan, because, this could be awkward come holiday time. Will G says, no cruise. Sean says, does sleeping count for the 6 hours? Nope, you got to be awake. Cheryl says, clean shaven is my vote. Okay, I think clean shaven is in the lead by at least one. So thank you for that. Did we get any more votes? Nancy says, no, couldn't do it. No cruise. And Cheryl says, yes, cruise on. Mandy says, I've already done it. They were the reason we couldn't get the drink package, that cruise that they went to bed early. Oh, my goodness. Aaron says, bring on my crappy cousin. I can do anything while intoxicated. That's funny. All right. Tim says, I can stand anyone as long as I am on a cruise. Okay. So, that was actually more yeses than I thought. And let's see here. Party on the Sea. I did not forget here. And did I give your treat? I forget if I did or not. Yeah, I did. I think I did. Party on the Sea, though. I'm planning on one of these days joining a Coach Cruise bar crawl. And hey, Party on the Sea, when you do, it's going to be a party on the sea, just like your name. So come on up here. Well, Party on the Sea, it's close enough here. So we will get Zoe a treat here. High five for Party on the Sea. And a high five for Aaron, just in case I forgot to give you a treat for her. What do you say? She says thank you. And thank you for that. And let me mark you down. Party on the Sea. And so Party on the Sea, you did 8. So that's, let's see, 77. You're making me do math now. 77, that makes 85. Okay, so you are 78 through 85, which means we are only 15 away from the I didn't give. Okay, Aaron. Well, I will give her another one. I'll give her a pup cup. I know you said a chewy treat, but I just gave her another chewy treat. So I'll do a pup cup. Okay. Yeah. So we, as a matter of fact, let me get the pup cup ready. Then I won't forget. All right. So I already got it ready for when she comes up here, just so I don't forget. All right. Did Bruce come back in there? Okay. All right. I have another Would You Rather. I love that one. That was one of the funniest Would You Rather. Oh, look at that. Here we go. We got Mama Baro, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Mama. Thank you so much for that. And I guess she will get a chewy treat and a pup cup. And I will do another treat myself of the 4 roses. You know what I thought about is I need to contact a bourbon company like, Buffalo Trace or Blanton's or whatever and say, hey, I do this. I could be drinking your bourbons on air, which I do anyway, right? Would you send a case and just to see if they would, right? And show them me doing these shots and things like that. What do you think about that idea? I thought about that. So, Mama, thank you for that. And you know what? That puts us over 100. So let me write Mama down there. Mama B. So you are 86 through 100, but Mama B, you are also number 1 through 5. And we're going to put you in the second chance drawing if you don't win this drawing. So I am going to put Mama B down. You are numbers 71 through 75 in the second chance drawing, and you are 86 through 100 in the t-shirt drawing we will be doing right now. And before we do that, cheers to you, Mama. Thank you so much for that. Mama B. All right. Party on the Sea says, I am absolutely addicted to the vibe and fun of bar crawls on a cruise ship. I need more in my life. Hey, you are preaching to the choir, my friend. You are preaching to the choir. Okay, so let's go through all the numbers. We have Cruise Life TV that is here tonight. They have numbers 1 through 17. We have Yoli, who has 18 through 32. Now, both of them are from last week. Like I say, your super chats never go to waste. Like if we don't reach 100 in a given show, it carries over to the next week. So those were both from last week. Then starting off this week, we had Rick Wade, 33 through 37. Then we had Tim G, 38 through 47. Jim B, 48 through 57. Aaron, 58 through 77. Party on the Sea, 78 through 85. Mama B, 86 through 100. Okay. And then here was that pup cup for Zoe. And we're going to do that on behalf of Mama. And then we also have a Chewy treat on behalf of Aaron. So high five for Aaron. Hers was first. And then high five for Mama. And what do you say to both of them? She says, thank you. So she's got the double treat going here. I'll just put this on top of the pup cup and she can go to town. There we go. So thank you two ladies so much for that. I got a little whipped cream on my thumb there. Okay. So you see here, it has nothing on the phone. Let me go through all the numbers again. Rick Wade, I said 33 through 37. Tim G, 38 through 47. Jim B, 48 through 57. Aaron, 58 through 77. Party on the Sea, 78 through 85. And Mama B, 86 through 100. All right, here we go. Siri, give me a random number 1 through 100. The number is 38. And look at that. Admin Tim has numbers 38 through 47. Just sent him a shirt this past week, and it looks like I'll be sending you another shirt, Tim. So, and Cheryl, congratulations. And you're going to have every color of the rainbow in Coach Cruz shirt. So congratulations on that. And we're already started on the next set of numbers, and courtesy of Mama, you still have 1 through 5 eligible for the next drawing, Mama. So better luck on that one. But yeah. All right. So congrats, Tim. I see a couple congrats rolling in there. Rick says, I'm drinking Whistle Pig Piggyback with you tonight. Cheers, Rick. That's good to see. Joanne is here. If you keep it close shaven, it's very sexy. Ooh, very sexy. That's definitely a vote for the goatee, as long as I keep it tight, right? I gotcha. Yeah, and then everybody's just saying congratulations to Tim and Cheryl. So congrats, including Seg. That's it. You have been getting treated up, young lady. So you're good for a minute. Okay. All right. So how about one more would you rather? Okay. Here's my second would you rather. This one is not going to be quite as fun as the first one. The first one was fun. I should have saved that one for last. But here is the would you rather. You get your cruise for half price. So let's just say your cruise is going to cost $2,000, but you're going to get it half price. You're going to get it for $1,000, a 7-day cruise. All right. So $1,000, but in order to get the half price cruise, you can only eat Guy's Burgers and pizza. That can be your only food consumption, drinks, whatever. But to get the half price deal, you can only eat Guy's Burgers and pizza for the 7 days, or full price. And then you just have access to, all the other free food. But so half price, you get $1,000 off. So it's either $1,000 for a 7-day cruise with your eating only Guy's Burgers and pizza. And I know the teenagers will be like, yeah, no problem. Right? We'll just eat Guy's Burgers and pizza all week, and we don't have a problem with that. That's like a good thing, not a bad thing. But Some of you, if you really like pizza and burgers, whatever. So you could pay that extra $1,000 and have access to all the different food. And yeah. All right. So let's see here. Seg says, I don't know if this is in response or if it's to something else, but Seg says, I'm in. Tim says, I am in. Sandy says, easy, yes. Carnival Cruise Addict says, we could do it. Rick is like, nope, I need a variety of food. I feel you on that, Rick. Roderick is saying nope. So he's definitely of the mindset like he needs something different. Mama's saying done. She could do it. She could do the pizza and burgers for a whole week. Cheryl says deal. Erin says full price. She wants some variety in her food choices. This is a little more split than I thought it was going to be, honestly. Keith is saying full price is cheaper for Carnival Players Club. Yes, that is true. But he's saying, yeah, full price. Ken is saying full price, so he wants a variety of food. Carnival Cruise Addict says they have lettuce and tomatoes, so there's a salad at Guys. Yeah, that's a line I know Cookie used to use. He'd say, I'm going to go up to Guys Burgers and have a salad. Sean says, I'm in for the half price deal. Okay, so burgers and pizza all week for you. Terry says full price. Crystal says, hey, awesome people. Welcome back, Crystal, and seen you in a little bit. So great to see you here. Mandy says full price. I want some variety in my food choices. She will pay that extra $1,000. Jim B says, I would do it. I would save that $1,000 and eat pizza and burgers all week. Ann says, nope, I will pay full price. Will is in agreement. I will pay full price. Kimberly says, no, I would need the deli included. Okay. So, only the deli, or, if the deli was included, maybe you get 25% off if you include the deli, right? Mandy says, I like breakfast food too much. Yeah, breakfast is good. Breakfast is a good thing, especially when you wake up late, right? Or stay up late. Rick is laughing at Carnival Cruise Addicts. Party on the Sea says, I think I could do it. It would be kind of a struggle. Okay. All right. Very good. All right. So I have a couple more for you, but I'm going to hold off on those. I'm going to talk about the bar crawl in case anybody is tuning in for the bar crawl talk or watching this on replay. So the bar crawl, I released a video today. So if you go into my catalog of videos, you're going to find my most recent video was on how to run your own bar crawl. And in this bar crawl video, I'm going to tell you basically what I said within the video right now. All right, it's pretty simple. Ann was just on here saying that she's done 3 of them now. And I know there's a couple other people that have hosted a bar crawl now themselves. All right, and it's not as hard as you think it might be. I get people complimenting all the time, like, this is so organized, this is this and that. But it's really not too difficult. Okay, so the first step in this is, some people don't even know this, but on Facebook, and most of you are on Facebook, if you type in the name of your ship, and it doesn't even matter what cruise line, almost any cruise line, unless you're a teeny tiny cruise line, any cruise line, you type in the name of the ship and the sail date. So, for example, the next cruise I'm going on is Carnival Horizon Thanksgiving, which I think leaves like November 28th or something like that. So if I type that in, I'm going to find, I know of 2 now, at least 2 Facebook cruise pages created just for that particular cruise, just for that 1 week cruise. And typically, if you're about a year out, somebody will have already created a cruise page for your particular cruise. You got to be almost over a year out in order for that cruise to not exist. And I've created a couple myself in the past years, but again, it's usually over a year out, and I look on there and maybe there's one, but there's only like 8 people in it or something. Once you do that, there's going to be an events tab somewhere. Now, I've noticed on a couple different Facebook cruise pages, sometimes it's right below the picture of, whatever the picture is for that particular cruise page. Sometimes it's right below there with a bunch of other tabs, and it'll say events. And then I noticed also on, I think it's my New Year's Eve cruise, you have to hit the 3 little lines up in the top right corner. And then when you hit those 3 little lines, then events will come up. So some people don't see where events are. And some people might even be part of a cruise page, but they can't find the events. Okay, so that's how you find them. The easiest one, obviously, is the one right below the little picture at the top of the page. The more difficult one is, if you don't see events listed anywhere, click those three little lines in the top right corner, and then events will pop down. And then you can click the events button, and that's how you'll find it. So once you're on the events page, there's usually a little icon in the top right corner that says create. You click the create button. And from there, you basically put in all this, the description of the event, everything else like that, when you want to host the event, what time. And I suggest this, as far as the time goes, I always now put like 1 o'clock ship time or 12:30 ship time or something like that, because what I found is Facebook, I'm in the central time zone. If I enter the central time, it fluctuates, when I travel from different time zone to time zone. So I've hosted bar crawls in the past, and I've learned this, the hard way. People are saying, oh, well, it said this time, and we went down there and nobody was there. And, I lost some people that way in the past. So if you don't want to lose people, make sure you put in the description that it's going to be 1 o'clock ship time. And then if you live in, say, the central time zone, but you're going to be cruising in the Eastern time zone, make sure you make that designation. I mean, go ahead and list it. So if I want mine to start at 1 o'clock, I know I'm going to be in the Eastern time zone. So I'll list it as 12 o'clock. And then that way, when people show up, they'll see that it's actually 1 o'clock and not 12 o'clock. So that's how you do that. Now, once you have your Facebook thing created and all that, you're going to get people signing up. The closer you get to the cruise, more and more people will sign up. Now, for me, it's easy because I have a YouTube channel and I actually have my own shirts. So I can ship out shirts to people. If you decide you're going to do shirts, I mean, there's obviously a lot of t-shirt companies out there. It's going to cost you a little bit more if you buy shirts in a small quantity, but there are places where you can get a cheap shirt. And if you're like, you know what, I don't want to be on the hook for all these shirts and then people not buy them or something like that, I totally get that. You could come up with your own theme. As I mentioned in the video, maybe you can just tell people like, hey, everybody wear blue, or everybody wear red, or the girls, how about the girls wear pink and the guys wear blue, or something like that. You come up with whatever idea you want as far as the shirts. One of the first cruises or bar crawls I went on a cruise was actually not mine. It was a lady by the name of Amber and her husband Patrick, I believe it is. And what they did is they made their own shirts. They had a little t-shirt printing thing. So they were just white plain t-shirts, and they had the little, ship bar crawl thing, and they put the date on there, and they sold those. But since they were white t-shirts, what they were doing is they had Sharpies for everybody. And then basically you'd go around throughout the bar crawl, and you would, as you made friends with people, you'd be writing goofy things on their shirt. And, some of the stuff was a little crass, I guess you could say, a little, some sexy stuff was drawn on there, and in the nipple regions and things like that. But everybody was having fun with it and having good laughs, and it was all, fun and games and stuff. So that is one other option you could do, just tell people to bring a light colored shirt or a white colored shirt, and, bring a bunch of Sharpies, and then you don't have to worry about buying the shirts. And, that could save you there. Now, one thing I do, if you've noticed any of my bar crawl videos, is I go ahead and buy leis, and you can get like 100 of them for $30 or something like that. If you go through Amazon or Temu, somewhere like that, they're not that expensive. I mean, yeah, it's money out of your pocket. So you're kind of paying money to host a party, right? But I mean, they're really not that expensive, and people like that. They seem to have fun with the leis and stuff. So you could do that, or you could choose not to. But that's one thing that you can do, and it just makes it a little bit more festive. And like I say, if you're all have a certain theme, like you're all wearing a same colored shirt or something like that, it just seems to go a little bit better. Okay, so now you have all that, and you have people either ordering shirts or they know what the theme is going to be. Once you board the ship, this is where it gets important, extra important. You've already done the Facebook thing, you've already done the legwork, you know how many people are supposed to come to your bar crawl. So now what you got to do is when you get on the ship, you got to go to guest services, and you got to do that the first day. Do it the first day. I know the line is a little bit long that first day. So if you get on right away and you see the line is short, jump in line. And when you get to the front of the line, you're going to say, I need to speak to the beverage manager. And they're going to be like, why do you need, stop. She is scratching the heck out of my arm. They're going to ask, why do you need to see the beverage manager? And you're going to explain to them, hey, I'm hosting a bar crawl. I have 40, 50 people doing this. And, I need to talk with them about what bars we'll be visiting, the time, and those types of things, right? So you go through all of that. And usually the beverage manager comes right down. Usually, sometimes they're busy and they will meet up with you later. Or they'll tell you to call, or they'll leave you a message or something, or they'll send you their assistant. But usually can work it out. And when you speak with the beverage manager, you're going to say, "Hey, I have like 50 people coming." Like Ann mentioned, she had 50 to 60 people. Her 3 bar crawls. I got 50, 60 people coming. Can I get a couple senior bartenders for such and such a date? We're going to be going from about 1 to 4. And we're going to be visiting 7 bars. We're starting at this bar, and then you go with them. You name each of the bars that you're going to, and then you give them a suggested drink. So then that beverage manager will let those bars know, like, hey, you're going to have a group of about 40, 50 people coming. Here's the drink that they want you to make. Now, your senior bartenders are going to do a lot of this work for you. When they go with you, they'll go to the bar that you're going to, and they'll be making drinks like crazy, passing them out. They'll be charging people's cards and so on, for the drinks and this and that. And then once they get all those drinks served, they're probably going to come out from behind the bar and say, hey, what's the next bar? And okay, the drink is this, right? Whatever the agreed upon drink was. And you say yes. And then they take off. So they might be gone 10 or 15 minutes. And then you guys head off to the next bar. They've already got a bunch of drinks ready for you. So they're just passing out drinks to the people, and it goes really smooth. So you go through that whole process, and because you have it organized, that it goes smooth. You don't spend too much time at any one bar. I've had people come up to me all the time and say, hey, we've done other bar crawls. They weren't organized. We ended up spending like an hour and a half at this one bar, and things like that. That's how you get around all that. That's how you get a well-organized bar crawl. And then if you go to my video, you can see, sometimes we'll do a little game. Suck My Beer is one of my favorite ones. And it's a lot of fun. So so check that video out if you want. And I'm going to take a break because I've just been rambling and talking here real quick. And I'm seeing Carnival Cruise Addicts super chat here, and I could not agree with them more. But let me back up, because I know we had a lot of comments here, and I saw the comments just rolling away, and I was just running my mouth. So let me see what everybody has to say. And Crystal is so good at this when she's on. But she says, don't forget to like the live for Coach. So if you haven't already liked the live, I know I asked that at the very beginning, but if you haven't already hit the like button, I would appreciate that so much. Adventures with Uncle Dave had a phone call. It's okay, Uncle Dave. We know life gets in the way of cruising sometime. Crystal says the New Year's cruise sounds fun. Oh, New Year's. I love New Year's cruises. They are so much fun. Crystal says, recovering from convention at Everfree Northwest. Happy to hear they raised, $35,000. That's a good amount. And that is awesome. At Crystal Sparkles, says Carnival Cruise Addicts. And says, the people that come have loved getting laid. I buy 100 now for each crawl. And we end up doing a second crawl on the last sea day. And all the people that became friends show up and reignite the fun. Love that. And Anne is becoming a master bar crawlologist. All right. Crystal says that fills 5,000 backpacks for children and family of Seattle. That's awesome. $35,000 raised. And Carnival Cruise Addicts, as I said, says time for another shot. And Zoe, that means for you, time for another puff cup. Come on. All right. So Liz and Chris, take care of Zoe here first. All right, high five for Liz and Chris. High five. Carnival Cruise Addicts. What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? She said, thank you. That was a little bark. I hope you heard it. Thank you for that. And thank you for me. Let me get my little pup cup. Bourbon cup. I'm going to get my little bourbon cup. Oh, and I don't know if you noticed, since we're talking Carnival Cruise Addicts, but I reorganized back here. Not too long ago, I told you I got this little buddy right here of mine, this little bulldog, and that's got bourbon in it. I have not opened him yet. This is still sealed, but this is a bourbon, and it's it's in a bulldog. It's like so cool. It cost me $100. I'm hoping the bourbon's good when I eventually drink it, but I still got my Blanton's back here for special occasions, but this will be a special occasion too, maybe when we hit 10,000. But we got Carnival Cruise Addicts here, Cruise Life TV. We got our police department badge that we got from Rod and Vicky. Rod is a policeman down in the city of Sunrise, Florida, and was on his boat not too long ago. And then all our other stuff. Got this little koala bear, this little gifts and stuff that people have given me that I appreciate very much. So yeah, that's what we got going on. I had to do some rearranging back there. So yeah, and Liz and Chris, let me write you down here. CCA Carnival Cruise Addicts. You are 6 through 20 on the next set of super chats, and also on the second chance drawing, you are 76 through 80 for the Loud Cup. I know Cruise Life TV won that on the second chance drawing, the last drawing. And look at that. We got Party on the Sea right after them. The Carnival Cruise Addicts, let me set you up here. Thank you so much for that. And then we have Party on the Sea with the super sticker right behind. Very cool. Thank you for that, Party on the Sea. All right, Crystal, she thinks you're adorable. You have your moments. She can be a little stinker a lot of times. She just chewed up the the little wheel, the Peloton bikes. They have 2 little wheels so you can roll them. She chewed up that wheel that's on the front of that just the other day. She still hasn't gotten all the puppy out of her yet. That's for sure. Almost to 25 likes, but there's 33 people here. So that means at least 8 of you have not hit the like button yet. So do what Crystal says. Joanne, I don't know what that's in reference to. Rick says Carnival announced expanded itineraries from Galveston today. Nice itineraries to the Bahamas. Okay, very cool. And Sean says, if you want to see how fun a New Year's Eve cruise can be, I highly recommend watching Coach's Roaring 20s video on the celebration. Oh, thank you for that plug there, Sean. Appreciate that. Adventures with Uncle Dave, Zoe said, put the pup cup down. Yes, she did. Will G says, what is the $100 bottle? Will, honestly, I'm afraid to pull that out of there. I could have told you, but it's written on the bottom. I bet you if you did a Google search and you said Bulldog bottle bourbon, I bet you that would come up because I had to do that. It was one of those things like Benny's is our big liquor store in this area. And there's certain bottles that when they become available, they say limit 1, and they hold you to that because, they'll come. I mean, I've been lucky enough to get 1 Blanton's one time at a Benny's, and I've probably checked in there 50 times, and one time there was a bottle of Blanton's, and of course they only let you have 1, and that was the same case with that little bulldog there. So yeah, I couldn't tell you off top. Bob says, hey, Coach, we had fun on your crawl on the Luminosa on our Alaska cruise in 2023. Oh, good stuff, Bob. And I don't know if you got one of these, Bob, but you see that little koala bear right there? And look, this is the Carnival Luminosa little ship on a stick. But one of our friends from Australia gave us that. And I think they gave some to everybody else. Yes. So Aaron says, is Logan's necklace. So Logan is a young man. It's actually Aaron's nephew, but he made me this little necklace and gave it to me while we were on a cruise. And again, some of this stuff is hard to see, but there's the necklace that's hanging around the little bear there. Try to pull it out so it's hanging out a little bit better there. But yeah, so that necklace is still on there. So thank you for asking that, Aaron. Will says, yeah, the Jubilee is going to do different itineraries now. Yep, I saw that too. I think I saw it on our brother channel, Island Time. I know he put out a video regarding that. I haven't got a chance to watch it yet. So I got another Would You Rather, and I can't believe how fast this hour is going. Usually when I'm running things solo, it seems to take a little bit longer. All right. Here's your choice. Would you rather, speaking of favorite ships, so if you've been on the Jubilee or one of the sister ships and you really love that XL class, this could be a good would you rather for you. Now, think of your worst ports, like the ports that you've gone to and you've been like, I could, it was all right. It wasn't my favorite port. So think of those lackluster ports that you're not in love with. You're on a cruise, so it's still great, right? But there's ports that you're like, I could, I'd prefer not to do that one again. I'd really like to do this one and really like to do this one, but that one, no, I don't need to go back there. Okay, so think of those ports, all right? So your favorite ship, but all the ports that you're like, your favorite ship, though. It's your favorite ship. So you love the ship, you love everything in it, the shows, everything, whatever you love about it, you get your favorite ship. But the ports are, okay. Or the best ports, your favorite ports. It goes to each of your favorite ports, 3 different ports that are your like favorite. All right, it's going to those, but it's on what you would say is your last choice of ships on your favorite cruise line. If you had to pick the one you wouldn't want to go on the most, that's the ship that you're on. So that's your would you rather. So just put favorite ship or least. So favorite or least. So if you pick favorite ship, then that means you're getting the worst ports. If you pick least favorite ship, then that means you're getting the best ports. So favorite ship or least favorite ship? That is your answer. Favorite ship or least favorite ship? Oh, we got Lewis in the house. Lewis is down in Pembroke Pines as well and is also a policeman, but he is not at the same precinct. Lewis, I gotta get a patch from you. I got a patch from Rod. I got to get a patch from you, from your police department, so I can put up there. Yeah, and we got Kevin B here now as well. We got some late comers, but that's okay. All right. Rick says, I sail for the ship now, so he's going for the best ship. Lewis is going for the best ship and so ports. Anna is actually listing some of the ports, I think, that are not her favorites. Kevin is saying, and Kevin, what do you say? And again, I already told people you're not going to offend me because I am not even sure I like this. So should I shave or should I let it go? Should I keep it? The votes have been very split, very split. Half the people are saying shave it. Half the people are saying keep it. So it's a coin flip right now. Mandy says favorite ship celebration going to Nassau and Amber Cove. Okay, so she's saying Nassau and Amber Cove aren't her most favorite ports, but she would choose the favorite ship over the ports. So Carnival Cruise Addicts, Liz and Chris, they're all about the ports. They say, put us on the least favorite ship and we will go to our favorite ports and enjoy the ports. Okay, Ken says favorite ship and go to the so ports. Adventures with Uncle Dave, favorite ship and so ports. Aaron is saying, I want to go to all the best islands and ports and give me the least favorite ship. Will is saying the same thing. Give me the least favorite ship And the best ports. Cheryl wants the best ship and the so-so ports. Seg, same thing. Wants the awesome ship, but the so-so ports. Sandy is, I think you're saying you want to go for your favorite ship and the least favorite ports. Tim is saying the same. Terry's saying the same. Cruise Life TV says I can do both. Anne wants the better ports. She says, put me on my least favorite ship. I would rather go to the awesome ports. Lewis is, sounds like Lewis is get me another police patch. So, oh, you know what? I gotta hide your comment, Kevin, so everybody can see. So see, yeah, there's my police patch, and Lewis is going to get me one of his police patches from his precinct. So that's cool. Oh, Kevin likes the goatee. Okay. Carnival Cruise Addict says, shave it again. That must be Liz chiming in because Chris said he liked it. Party on the Sea says, favorite ship, Horizon first, Celebration second. And you know what? Party on the Sea, you and I think alike, my friend, because that might be my 1-2 as well. I'm so pumped to be going on the Horizon Thanksgiving. I do not have a Havana cabin booked right now, but I'm hoping that I can get upgraded into one. That happened last time I was on the Horizon, and I'm hoping it happens again. I hope I get that opportunity to upgrade. And if I do, I will jump all over it. Let's see. Kevin says, maybe go full beard, though, but just scruff Jason Statham style, brother. Okay. Yeah. Well, I think Jason Statham pulls it off a little better than me, but I like your thinking there. Carnival Cruise Addicts' favorite casino wasn't an option. Yeah, there are resident gamblers, the Carnival Cruise Addicts. Cruise Life TV says our favorite ship is the ship we're on, including that least favorite at Great Ports. So they're definitely taking the Great Ports, and they're just all about the cruising and the experience. There is no bad ship in their eyes. Okay, I love that. All right. Controversial Cruising says resident gamblers. I'm sure that's in reference to Carnival Cruise Addicts. Oh, that iced coffee is tasting really good. Want to thank everybody so far because I know we're getting late in the hour here. But all of the super chats from today, we had Rick Wade, Tim G, Jim B, Aaron H, Party at Sea, Mama B, and then Mama B is starting our next super chat, which is right now. And then we just had Carnival Cruise Addicts do another super chat for us. So we are already 20 into our next super chat for next week. Tim and Cheryl G won the shirt this week in the drawing. They had numbers 38 through 47, and the number was actually 38. Rick, you just missed it by 1. You had numbers 33 through 37. So Tim got you by 1 right on the dot there. So, yeah. All right. Here is the next Would You Rather. Oh, this one. Okay. I ended this one with a funny one. So there's 28 of you online, and I know we had a little bit more. I think we were up to about 40 at one point. So I hope you like this one because I got a little chuckle out of this one. All right. So this is the Would You Rather. You have to choose one of these. You got to choose one. And neither one of them's good. Neither one of them's good. It's just whichever one you feel is less less terrible, right? Okay. So you are on a cruise ship, and here are your options. You have 2 choices. You got to take one of them. All right. Spend an hour in a hot tub. And I know you've seen this. If you've been on a few cruises, I know you've seen this. Spend an hour in a hot tub with 12 kids. So you are the only adult, and then there's 12 kids in the hot tub, and you got to stay in there an hour. That's your first choice. Or your second choice is only eat kale salads on the ship. That's all you get to eat for a whole day. Your only food consumption for a whole day is kale. So kids in a hot tub for an hour. You only got to stay an hour with them, but you got to stay in there with them. You got to suck it up. You got to tough it out for that hour. So you can put kids or kale. Your answer is either kids for an hour or kale all day. All right. That's your only food for the day. All right. So look at this. We got a lot of kids. Nobody likes kale, apparently. Tim is the first one. Together we travel. What is going on? Tim says, kids. Party on the Sea is just laughing. Ann says, I'll take the kids. Mandy says, ooh, kids, only kale. Okay, so Mandy's saying, give me the kale. I'm not dealing with kids, 12 kids in a hot tub for an hour. CCA says, put me in the hot tub. Lewis says, hot tub, here I come. Ken is saying hot tub. Tim is saying kids all day. Sandy Lost Pirate Jenkins says, hate kale, so hi, kids. Seg is saying kids. Look at all of you loving the kids. This is so heartwarming. All of you loving the kids so much. Cheryl says, hot tub, and I hate hot tubs, but kale is a nope. Adventures with Uncle Dave. Give me the kale. F them kids. Okay, so there's somebody that, you know, they're going to do the kale. They're going to eat healthy for today. Controversial Cruising says, can I add protein to my kale salad? Sure. We'll let you add some protein. We'll let you put some chicken on top of that kale there, Scott. Why not? Or whatever, bacon bits, cheese, whatever you choose to do. Party on the Sea says, give me the 12 kids in the hot tub. Lewis says, kids. Aaron says, kale all day. All day kale. And with no hesitation. Will G says kids. Rick says kids. Together we travel says give me the kale. Roger Coggins says kids, suck it up. Roderick's coming in. Sean says kids. Kevin says in a hot tub with 12 kids, but I'm a teacher, and as long as they aren't hitting me and or cursing me out for an hour, it would be better than my job. Well, of course they're going to be doing that. Of course they're going to be doing it. You're a teacher. You should know this. I get cursed out and hit by my kids. Oh, geez. I'm sorry, Kevin. Yeah, I know. I've been there, done that. Will is taking off. Thank you for joining us, Will. Rick says, I have 7 grandkids, so I'm good with kids. Well, you're good with your kids. How about other people's kids? Other people's kids might not be as good as your 7 grandkids. Aaron says, kids. Oh, wait, let's see. I don't like being in a bubbling bowl. Yeah, okay. Cruise Life TV kids, as long as they aren't peeing. Well, of course they're peeing. That's what they do, right? Of course, some of them are going to be peeing. Maybe not all 12 of them peeing, but you know if there's 12 of them in there, somebody's going to be peeing, right? Jerry says hot tub with an ice cold beer and 12 kids. Sure thing, Jerry. Yeah, Rick says, but I'll need a beer afterwards. I think you should be with Jerry, and I think you guys should take a bucket of beer in there with you, right? Kevin says, in my head, that wasn't that depressing. Carnival Cruise Addict says adults pee in the hot tub too. Yeah, that's probably true, unfortunately. Adventures with Uncle Dave. Can I make the kids eat kale too? Yeah, you know what? You might scare them out of the hot tub. If you brought a bowl of kale and said they all had to eat some, you might actually get them to leave. That's not a bad idea, Uncle Dave. Aaron says, I accidentally sipped my last comment before I finished it, but it was supposed to say, I don't like sitting in a bubbling bowl of hot pee. That sounds so inviting. I think some people might be changing their answers now. Party on the Sea says, I like kale, but all cruise, I will be skin and bone after the cruise. Well, no, Party on the Sea, you only have to eat the kale one day. Yeah, it's either an hour in a hot tub with 12 kids, or you got to eat kale salads all day. Just one day, though. The other 6 days, or however long your cruise is, you get to eat normal food. It's just that one day. All right, Kevin says, I like the idea. Maybe I'm going to make my kids eat kale at school. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so I didn't really get a chance to talk about meet and greet and gift exchange and cabin crawls and things like that. But to just kind of sum all that up, if there's anybody new out there watching and you really didn't know about Facebook groups, that's my number one cruise tip for any cruiser is go on Facebook page and, type in the name of your cruise ship and then type in the date that you're going to sail, date of embarkation. And it's almost a guarantee that you're going to find one, if not 2 cruise pages for your particular cruise. And then within that cruise, you're going to get to know people before you even go on the cruise. They're going to talk about excursions. Hey, what's everybody doing here? What's everybody doing there? You're going to hear about different things. You're going to find out about different things about the ship, all kinds of stuff. And then you're going to find out about these events that are going on that are outside of events that the cruise line is hosting. So if you're, somebody and you want to go on a bar crawl, for example, cruise line is probably not going to be hosting a bar crawl. So you got to find somebody like me that's willing to host a bar crawl, or Anne, who's hosted a bar crawl already, and I give you, like I said, all the instructions on how to do that. Meet and greet is just something people organize, usually on day of embarkation or the next day, in which, you meet up and just say hi to everybody and you get to make friends at the beginning of the cruise. So similar to a bar crawl without maybe the drinking, or maybe not drinking as much. Gift exchange, people kind of doing like a meet and greet type thing, agreeing on a gift of $10 or less, $20 or less, whatever they do. There's cabin crawls, and that's where, people sign up and say, yeah, you can come through my cabin and say hi, what's up? Maybe you have a drink in the cabin or something like that. People can get a look at a balcony room or a suite or an interior room and just kind of say hi to everybody, and everybody walks from room to room. So that can be fun. I've seen singles groups, people organizing groups for singles that are on the ship and getting together and, mixing among singles. And then there's other stuff, there's people that are really into hiding ducks. And sometimes I see people meet up talking about ducks and hiding, and I don't know, whatever they do with that. So that's pretty much it. And, that's the slot pulls. Like I said, we talked about a slot pull. If you don't know what that is, for those of you that like to gamble, I'm guessing you know what a slot pull is. But if you're not really big into gambling, basically you agree on to be part of the slot pull. And let's say the slot pull is $20. So everybody throws in $20. And let's say that you do a $10 a spend. So that means everybody that participates in the slot pull, they give $20 to whoever's hosting the slot pull. And then they get 2 spins on the wheel. And then once everybody's spun, whatever money you have after everybody's spun, you can agree to like say, okay, hey, we got $500 in the pot and there's 20 of us. Let's divvy this up. Or you can say, hey, let's keep spinning for a while. Let's go for the big riches or whatever. And, you keep spinning. So that's kind of how it works. Carnival Cruise Addicts. If I said anything wrong there, because I don't do a lot of slot pulls, let me know. But I think that's the basics of it. Kevin B says, what about instead of a meet and greet, you do an eat and greet? And if you're a real freak, feet and greet. That's funny. Yeah. So that's about all I got for you. I see there's still 31 of you on here, and there's some people on Facebook, 4 people on Facebook as well. Like I said, I think we're up a little over 40 at our height. If you didn't already like the show, if you could hit the like button on your way out, that would be awesome. We went 7 minutes over. You got 8 minutes of free time by the time I sign off. But thank you all. Thank you, everybody, for the super chats. Today we had, like I said, Rick, Tim, Jim, Aaron, Party at Sea, Mama B, Mama, CCA, and then Party at Sea. I think you did another one, didn't you? Let me go back. I think you did. Let me write that down because I think I missed that one, but I thought I saw, scrolling back. Yes, you sure did. Party on the Sea, and I didn't write that one down. So Party on the Sea, you are numbers 21 through 25. And sorry about that. Let me put that on the screen. I think I put it on the screen, but I forgot to write it down. So my apologies, but you are on there. So next week I will potentially draw your name there for that free shirt. And thank you for those super chats. And thank you, everybody. Great show. Thank you for all the comments. Great comments. The Would You Rather, you all cracked me up with your responses to the Would You Rathers. I'm going to try to come up with a couple funny ones like that. I think I laughed more than most of you did on some of the responses to those. I really like that bubbling bowl of pee, in the hot tub over the kale. So that's about all I got for you. We will see you all later next week. I almost forgot to mention this. Next week, Tuesday, I'm in a fantasy football draft, and I can't tell them to change the draft. So I may be doing my live next week on Wednesday. I might be doing it on Wednesday. It probably won't be on Tuesday. It's almost for sure not going to be on Tuesday. So I would like to do a live, so it'll probably be on Wednesday. But yeah, just note that for next week that I probably won't have my normal Tuesday live, but I do plan on going live sometime next week. It's probably going to be on Wednesday. But thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next week sometime. Probably not on Tuesday, though. All right, take care, everybody, and thanks again for watching. Bye-bye. Peace.